Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha. Welcome to my vlog. So, normally I do a weekly podcast. However, I have decided I'm going to give vlogging a bit of a go for a while because I've just done Vlogtober and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the format of doing like the shorter videos and then editing them together at the end of the week. And yeah, it's more fun for me to just pick up camera when things are happening or when I remember things, and because I have ADHD. And I'll just put that out there, right? I have ADHD and I forget things all the time, like stuff that I should never even forget. So I'm going to try this format and see if it works any better for me. And yeah, let me know what you think. So it is Monday. I love a Monday. Love Monday mornings. It's the start of the week. Start of like a reset. I like to have the reset. It's good. On Sunday nights, I tend to do all of my meal planning and get my shopping ordered, which, sorry, that's my phone that I obviously forgot to put on silent. Let's do that now. So yeah, Sunday nights I do meal planning with the kids, and then we do the shopping and get it delivered on a Monday morning. I get it delivered because I don't have a car, so it's just easier for me to get it delivered. So that'll be coming sometime in the next half hour to an hour. So the rest of the day is going to be spent mostly studying. I'm doing a degree at the moment. It's my last year of a degree, and I need to work on some Christmas stuff. I've already done some stitching this morning. I worked on my head sale for my 2025 head sale, and that's why I've come on just now, because I'm sitting here at my PC looking at the 2026 head sale options. And I thought, you know, anybody who's followed along with my podcasts, or even if you've seen it on shorts and things like that, I did a bit of a challenge in August, July, recently. I did a month-long challenge where I've tried to get my 6 pages finished of my head sale. Head is Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a full coverage cross-stitch company, and they take artwork and they just do full coverage pieces. That's all they do is full coverage. You will occasionally get them to have one with like no background on the picture, but mostly it's full coverage. And every year they run a stitch along, and if you complete 6 pages, the patterns are about 12 pages ish, give or take, because they've got different size like borders on them and stuff. But if you complete 6 pages this year, then you get all 12 of the patterns that you got to choose from at the beginning of the year. All the patterns are just for the sale. You can't get them separately. There'll be a couple of them that are crops of bigger patterns, but you can't get these patterns anywhere else. So I thought I would maybe pop on and show people the patterns. So let me have a look. This is the album for the 2026 head sale. So these are all the ones we have available. At the minute, I'm torn. I either want to do this weird bunny thing, or I want to do the owl and the robin. Now, my boyfriend wants me to do the owl and the robin. Alfie wants me to do the skulls, because of course he does. Kaylin wants me to do this one down here, which I was quite surprised at, the little village. But I still keep coming back to this weird fairy bunny thing, just because it's weird. So these are the ones that we pick on. You pick one of these patterns, and I'll show you the gridded, and see how it's split up into grids. See what I mean, where they'll have like different edge sizes on them. They're all roughly about the same stitch count, give or take a few hundred here or there, because they obviously can't get them all exactly the same stitch count. But each one of these grid boxes is a page, and what they're doing this year is if you complete one page, then there's going to be an exclusive pattern by Amy Stewart, who, if you know cross stitch, Amy Stewart has got a very specific style. She does some beautiful, beautiful pictures. They've always got lots and lots of detail in them. I have never done an Amy Stewart because most of them are quite big, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful to look at, and I would like to try one. So this year, if you complete one page over the course of the whole year, then you will get the Amy Stewart. If you complete 6 pages, then you get all 12 of the patterns that I just showed you. If you complete the whole thing, you get to choose from one of these patterns. So there's this one, which is beautiful. This one, which is also beautiful, I really like. And this one. This is Venus and Anchises, which is... I like it as a piece of artwork. I don't think I'd want to stitch it. And then it's a mythological thing. Venus is Aphrodite, goddess of love, and Anchises is a human, and there was a whole load of stuff went on and Zeus made them fall in love. And then they had a baby who was Aeneas, who then became one of the kings that started the battle, the big battle of Troy. Anyway, so if you finished the whole thing, you get to pick one of these ones as well. The other thing that they do is, depending on how many people sign up for the sale this year, depends on how many of these we get. So if we have 1,000 people sign up, we get this one. If we have 2,000 people sign up, we get this one. Well, we get both of them. 3,000 people is this one, which I really like. 4,000 people, we get this one. And I think, yeah, that's it. And I'm sure they'll find another one if we get 5,000 people. But, you know, these are all like more free patterns that you get as well. Those ones you get just for like the amount of people that sign up. If you do the sale, it doesn't matter if you finish it or not. If you finish it, you get the rewards. If you don't finish it, you've still just paid for one cross stitch. That's it. So, and finishing one page over the course of a year isn't too difficult. It's really not. These are quite small. Like my piece is about sort of that by that on 25 count. I should have brought it through really. And yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Oh dear, my page has just gone very, very weird. Give me a second. There we go. All the things just disappear off my screen for no reason. I don't think it likes me flicking between them. So yeah, I keep banging on about the Haid sale, so I just thought I would show people a little bit of what it is. What happens is you go onto the Haid website and you just buy the sale, and then you take your order number from there, and then you go into the Facebook. You have to sign up on the Facebook website for it. You have to join. It's a closed group. You have to join the closed group. You don't have to post in there. You post at the beginning, you make an album after you've decided, like I've bought it now, but I don't need to decide until the 19th of December which pattern I'm choosing. So what you do, and up until that point as well, if you don't choose a pattern by the 19th of December, you'll get a refund. So if it gets to December and you think, I don't really want to do this anymore, you get your money back easy. Yeah, the Facebook group is there, and everybody's usually really nice in there and helpful if anybody has questions. There's a lot of people doing it for the first time this year, which is cool. This is my second year I'm going to be doing it, but I don't use Facebook. I just don't. So I'm part of the group because I have to be, but I don't really get actively involved in the discussions because I don't use Facebook. But as long as you go in there, you make your album at the start, and then you can update it as often as you like. You can just wait till the end of the year and say, this is what I've got done. The rewards all go out in January. So it'll get closed off. 30th of December is the cut-off, and then that gives them New Year's Eve off because, you know, they deserve to have New Year's Eve off instead of spending New Year sorting out a sale. And then at the beginning of January, all the rewards get sent out. So, yeah, if anybody's interested in doing it, I do mine in half cross as well. I'm using 25 count fabric, CXC threads, and I do them in half cross, and it goes way, way faster than doing full cross. like ridiculously so. It's not even just like half as fast, it's like way faster. But you can do it however you like. You can also do it in diamond painting. Although I don't know how that works if you're not in the US. We're getting the things sent out. I don't know how that's going to work now because of all the tariffs and stuff. But you can do it in diamond painting if you want as well. So yeah, I thought people might be interested because I've had people asking me about it before, and that's the rewards that are available. And yeah, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I like having the challenge of completing the chart. I'm on track for getting my 2025 one finished by the end of the year. There's a couple of apps that are really good to use. Stitch Pal app that lets me sort of dynamically check how many stitches I need to do a day, rather than I need to do 500 stitches a day, or I've missed a day, now I need to do 1,000 to catch up, because that's what was happening before. And yeah, that's not good for your mental health at all. That adds up fast. So the Stitch Pal app will dynamically update. So, well, you need to do it by this date, so if you do this many stitches a day, and it spreads that day over the course of it, which is much better. Yeah, so if anybody's got any more questions, then let me know. So for the rest of the day, I'm mostly going to be studying. I've got a piece of writing that needs to get done by Thursday for my first assignment. And the rest of the time, I'm going to be working on Christmas gifts. I'm going to try and get some sewing done today as well, because the bags are still sitting there. I've not been able to sew them. I went out at the weekend on a hike. It was nice. It was not too far from here, like less than an hour, somewhere in Derby. Me and my boyfriend went for a wee hike. I've probably put a little bit of footage in. I didn't take much footage because it was super windy. But it was fun. It was nice. There's lots of little places like that where it's just like woodlands with little reservoirs. There's not much wildlife around at this time of year, although we did see a kite. I tried to get the kite on video, but it's quite tiny and it was very windy, and I didn't manage to catch it. But they're amazing birds. I've never really seen one when it's been windy before. And it literally just like hovers in the air, and every so often it does this and then hovers again, and it doesn't move. And I've seen all the other birds that were like, the winds were like, oh, it's a shame. The winds were so high that the birds were getting knocked all over the place. They were flying backwards, upwards, downwards, sidewards. Poor wee things. But yeah, it was a good day. It was fun. We did that, then we came home, watched the rugby, watched England get beat by Australia again. It's the second match of the Ashes. It was on Saturday. Sorry, the sun's come out. And so the light has just gone super, super weird again. Right, I've been waffling for 13 minutes and it's only Monday. It's only Monday morning. So I'm going to try and just do snippets throughout the week and then see how we go. Put them all together on Friday. And the plan is to edit everything together on a Friday and then schedule it to upload on a Saturday morning. And then write a newsletter on a Friday scheduled to go up on a Saturday morning as well, to coincide with the video. This is the plan. We'll see if I actually manage it. Right, I'm going to go and start doing some work. The shopping will be here rather shortly. So I'm going to go and get everything set up so that once the shopping's been, I can just get cracking with some work. And yeah, I'll be back at some point. I might be back later today, might be tomorrow, we'll see. Bye. Hi. So, it's now Wednesday. Lilith has decided that she wants to be in the video. So today is Wednesday. I didn't pick up the camera yesterday. I ended up starting my period on Monday, and so yesterday was spent mostly curled up on the sofa feeling sorry for myself. And today's going to be much the same. I am feeling a little better than yesterday though. So, Lilith, how am I supposed to do anything when you're sitting here? Come on, come here. See, Lilith now has her Christmas bandana on because we're now officially in Christmas season. Alright, Lil, come on, you need to move. Oh, she weighs a ton. So yeah, the plan is, excuse me, the plan is to spend most of the day on the sofa. I really need to like resize this cardigan as well. I made this last year or the year before, I think. I've lost a lot of weight since then, and it was a little oversized to start with, so now it's massive. But it's comfy for sitting in the house with. So, Lil, stop. So today I'm mostly going to be working on Christmas presents. I've got the blanket here. I'm going to do this ball today. But we are, where's the corners? We're that much through the decreases. And then obviously the rows are getting smaller every time. So currently the rows are still like this long. It's huge. So currently the rows are still pretty long, but they are going to get shorter every time. I think I've got about, after this one, I think I've got another 3 balls to put in it. So I would like to try and get this finished this week because as you can see, it's getting very large and unwieldy and the dog keeps trying to steal it to lie on it. Which, I mean, my ex won't mind. He loves the dog and it's just going to get covered in cat hair anyway. But that's not the point. The point is, I don't really want the dog lying on it. So, yeah, we're going to try and do our best to get this done. I've also changed my mind a little on the hat situation. After spending about 2 hours of my life yesterday doing a 2x2 knit rib for a hat for Alfie, because he wants, in black as well, black 4-ply, because he doesn't really feel the cold, so he wants like a thin wool hat, so he wants it in 4-ply, but he also wants it kind of plain. So I was like, right, I'll do a sockhead hat for him. But the sockhead hat requires like 3 or 4 inches of rib. So I thought, right, I'll get started on the rib. And I had done maybe about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, because rib takes me forever for whatever reason. And I was like, I don't think this is going to fit him. So, yeah, because it was a hat. I didn't do a gauge swatch. I just did whatever it told me to. So, yeah, I ended up ripping all that out and I thought, I'm not redoing all that. And so I found a crochet pattern and I'm going to try that instead. So obviously I want to try and work on that while he's at school. I don't want to be working on that when he's at home. And because it's black 4-ply, I would rather work on it during the day anyway. Although that being said, it's so dark in here. We got back from the school run not too long ago. And it is so weird outside. Like, you know when the sky is that sort of weird bluish grey dark colour and it kind of doesn't look real? That's what the sky's like today, and it's just throwing a really weird light on everything outside. So I think we're going to get some bad weather at some point today. But, you know, it feels like really warm for this time of year though. So yeah, that's generally my plan for today. I'm going to be on the sofa with the dog. I am going to find a movie to watch and get this ball finished while I'm watching a movie, and then I'll see how I feel afterwards. If I feel slightly energetic, then I might get up and do something. If not, I will either carry on with this, which I know is not very exciting for you guys to watch, but I'm either going to carry on with this or I will do some of Alfie's hat. I can't remember the name of the hat. Begins with a T. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll find out for later on and I'll let you know, because it's on my phone and I'm recording on my phone at the minute. Because I don't know where my arm is for my fancy camera. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I don't know what I fancy. For some reason at this time of year, I always fancy watching like old 80s movies. So I'll probably find one of them to put on. I don't know, like it starts getting into colder weather and like cozy season, and I just want to like watch 80s movies for whatever reason. It's weird. I've been watching, what have I been doing? We've been watching Supernatural with the kids. That's our family watch now, because the kids have been waiting to watch it for years. But especially at the beginning, like the first season, there's a lot of creepy stuff. Like there's a lot of monsters, there's a lot of ghosts and stuff like that. But now I think they're old enough to watch it, and it's not been bothering them so far. They've been really enjoying it. So Supernatural, I'm watching with the kids. I'm watching Cobra Kai with Kaylin, and I'm watching Stranger Things with Alfie. We've finished season 3. We're about to start season 4, and I don't think we're going to get season 4. Excuse me. I don't think we're going to get season 4 finished in time to be able to watch season 5 when it comes out. But hopefully we'll get to it kind of soon. But the thing is, me and Alfie don't really get an awful lot of time to watch TV together because he goes to bed before Kaylin. So me and Kaylin always get like that little bit of time after Alfie goes to bed. But that being said, I've not really done much else. I've been listening to audiobooks. I think I gave up listening to the Necronomicon because I listened to some of it. I've not given up completely. It's a H.P. Lovecraft, so it was written in Victorian times, and it's pretty hard going. So I listened to a bit of that, and then I decided I need something a little easier, and I've started listening to, it's called Put a Wet Paper Towel on It. Now, I thought this was just going to be like a funny, silly thing, and it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. There's a podcast by two brothers, and one of them's a teacher, the other one's a teaching assistant, and it's just them talking about stuff that goes on in schools, and it's like serious stuff but told in a light-hearted way. That it's been really, really good so far. It's quite short. I think I listened to everything at 1.7 speed, and it's about maybe 5 or 6 hours at 1.7 speed, so it's not a massive book. But yeah, it was really good. I'm enjoying that. It's like enough to keep my brain engaged without it being too much. This is what she does when I'm like not paying attention to her. Dear, what else? I have done a little bit on my head, which is over there. I'm not going to get up and get it now, but I've been doing a little bit on my head. I've decided that that's the only stitching I'm going to do until after Christmas, is my head. Oh, yeah. So normally on the head sale, you get your, I don't know if I'd said before, but you get your pattern in sections. So you'll get like the first 3 pages, then the second 3 pages, and then the quarters of the year. Sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. So like January, you'll get pages 1 to 3. And then at the end of March, you'll get pages 4, 5, 6. And then in May, June, at the end of June, no, that's not right. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so my brain is not braining, sorry. Anyway, every quarter you get 3 pages of the pattern because all the patterns are 12 pages. And then, yeah, that's not normally how they split it up. This year, however, we're getting the full pattern right at the beginning. So what I have decided to do is, because I had planned to not be able to finish it until towards the end of next year anyway. So my current plan is I'm going to get this one finished by the end of the year. I'm not going to try and rush and finish it before Christmas or by my birthday or anything like that, because this is a thing I'm doing for me, and as long as it's done by the end of the year, then it's not taking time away from all my gift making, because I've got quite a lot of gifts to make this year. And then once that one's finished, I'm going to put my numbers into the Stitch Pal app for my Snow White and Alice. and I'm going to see what's a realistic amount of stitches to do a day on that and see how quickly I can get that done. And then after that I will do my 2026 head sale, which I still haven't picked what one I'm doing yet, but yeah. So that's going to be that plan, and then that will still get done rather quickly, and then I will decide what to move on to after that. So yeah, that's my stitching plan. I'll still do other, not before Christmas, because before Christmas I just want to be doing my gift making. But after Christmas I'll go back to doing other stitching as well, because I still have all these smaller ones that I want to get done. But I've just got so much else to do at the minute. I've got so many gifts to make. I've got uni stuff to do. I've got work stuff to do. I've got a lot of stuff to do. So, yes, because it's not that long until Christmas now. I've got shopping to do as well. Oh. We're not going to go mad this year. I spoke about it before. I'm not going to go mad getting the kids loads of stuff this year. But then I obviously still want to get them some stuff, which is good. Like, so I completely missed the whole thing there. They have both given me a short list of things that they would like, which is good. Books. There's a lot of books on there, which makes me happy. Kellen's quite into doing art stuff. He wants to be an architect. So I'm getting him some stuff to do with that. It's quite hard to find some of the stuff that they're into though, because the games that they're into, you don't really get merch for them. So that's why I'm making quite a lot of their stuff, so that they can have stuff related to their favourite games. And yeah, they're like asking their dad, like, Dad, can we get an Xbox for the bedroom? No, because we have an Xbox in the living room. They don't need one in the bedroom as well. Right, I'm going to go because we have waffled for another 12 minutes and we'll see. We'll see what I actually managed to get done today. So I'm very, very tired. I am very, very sore. And I just want to do nice chill things today, I think. Right, I'll be back later. Bye. So I have just finished sewing all the ending on this lot. This is... I've got 5 blankets here. They're all 1 metre squared, just made out of scraps. They're all very, very scrappy. We've got a granny stripe, we've got a granny square, and then we've got 3 corner to corners. If you have seen these in the podcast, if you watch my podcasts, just got them all washed, freshened up, and got all the ends sewn in, ready to be... Dogs on the sofa, ready to be sent off. These are the perfect size for like wheelchairs. So yeah, I'm going to get these packed up and get them dropped off this weekend. Good morning. It's Thursday. It's like, what time are we on? 6ish, 6:15 in the morning. Oh no, Lily, don't knock the camera. Where are you going? Sorry, the dog's walking around here now. Because obviously she can hear me talking, which means she has to go and investigate. So yeah, I was just showing you the blankets, and that's what I've been doing since I got up this morning, just sewing in all the ends on those. Lily, can you stop? You're not in the camera. Yeah, just been sewing in all the ends on those, and it's just one of those like little jobs that I've been putting off for a while. This is our new favourite place to sit, just at the bottom of the stairs, because the stairs like curve up. So there's the big step at the bottom. Yeah, been doing that, been watching The Witcher. I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch the new season, because I don't know if you watch The Witcher, you know the drama that was with it. They've changed the main character after 3 seasons, which I'm not awfully happy with. But I'm watching it anyway. It's split up into like 3 different stories, which I assume will come together at some point. But because it's split up into 3 different stories, I'm not too bad. I'm managing to cope. I need to do something with this bit of wood here. This is for cutting. It's like, because this is like bigger than my table. So if I'm cutting fabric that's big, I use that. But it doesn't look very nice, does it? Need to do something with it. Oh, so today, the plan for today is mostly, I'm going to carry on with this big blanket. I've got it here. Oh, did a little bit more on it last night, so we've done that much. And yesterday, and the rows are now, let's be quiet. The rows are now this length. So if you saw yesterday, this was like very, very bunched up in the middle when I was holding it up. So I've got the rest of this ball, and then I think it should just be 2 balls after this, and that should get it finished. So I'm gonna just, it's not like the most exciting thing in the world, but I'm just gonna plough through and try to get this finished, because it's getting massive and unwieldy. It's a lot of blanket. It's quite warm today as well though. The weather's just gone really, really weird. It's warm, but it keeps raining. It's very, very dark. Yesterday I had to have the lights on. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I had to put all the lights on, which is not good, because as you can see in here, the light is not brilliant. This is, it's pitch black outside still, so I've had to put the big light on. Yeah, so mostly that's what my day is going to be. Sit and work on the blanket. I'm going to watch the rest of The Witcher. We're going to go back to me picking Alfie up from school. His brother's been picking him up, but that's not really working out. So I'm going to go back to picking Alfie up from school, which means I'm losing an hour in the afternoon. It's fine. I would rather, like, the kids are happy with the situation, and I'll just make up the hour somewhere else. But yeah, it's not going to be the most exciting day. I think, what do we have for dinner tonight? There's the book. I think the book's in the kitchen. What do we have? It might be lasagna. It might not. The kids have got game night with their dad tonight, so this evening I will be playing World of Warcraft. I started playing a new game yesterday called Outer Worlds 2, but I didn't get very far in it. I only had like half an hour, and I spent most of that going through the stuff at the beginning and setting up my character. So I might give that another wee go later as well. Yeah, that's about it really. I'm going to sit and work on this a little bit. 6:20, and I get the kids up at 7 for school. So I've got about 40 minutes just to sit, chill. I'm going to get a cup of coffee and work on my blanket a bit until it's time to get the kids up. And then, yeah, we'll just run around, get ready for school. And, oh, I sold something on Vinted, so I need to drop something off at the postage locker thing, because I use the in-post locker across the road. So I need to drop something off there. And yeah, it's not the most exciting week, but that's because I'm mostly working on this monstrosity. Alfie's hat, I've ripped it out again. I've ordered some more yarn. There's a sale on at the minute. Warehouse have got a sale on their drops merino DK, so I've ordered a bunch of that because I've got other gifts that I have to make as well that I had to order some for, and I decided to do Alfie a DK hat rather than the 4-ply one that I was doing, because yeah, it was just, it didn't matter what I was doing, it just wasn't coming out very well with the yarn that I was using. I was using opal sock yarn in black, but when I was crocheting with it, it kept coming up just really gappy, even though I started using a tiny hook. I thought, if I'm going to start using a tiny hook, it's going to take forever. So ordered some DK, and I'm going to knit I'm going to go back to the sock head type hat thing, only I'm going to do a gauge swatch this time. Oh wait, I don't need to do a gauge swatch because I have a jumper whip on the go, which is in the same yarn. So I'll be able to get a gauge of that and actually measure it properly this time. I'll do that. So yay! Fun times. Right, I'm going to go and I'll be back later on. Bye! I decided to be naughty and buy myself a donut.
on the way home from school. So I'm going to have this and a cup of coffee before I get started on work for the day.
Hello, it's Friday night. It is 7:45. So I'm just popping on for a quick little wrap up before I get this edited and uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow morning. It's not been the most exciting of weeks. I've only worked on a couple of things because one of them is like an ongoing project, which is my head. I'll show you that in a minute. And the other one is just a big project that I wanted to get done, which is my blanket, which is now finished. So I will also show you that in a minute. So apart from that, it's not been the most exciting week really. I've only worked on one thing apart from that, maybe two things I think. I've started Alfie's hat several times, so I don't know if that counts. I have restarted another one, but it's just been one of those weeks between me working on just big projects. Next week should be better because next week I'm not going to be working on the blanket, which takes up so much space. My face looks really, really red. It's the light in here is not great. Because I won't be working on the blanket, I will actually get around to working on more stuff next week. My back, I hurt my back. I don't know if I mentioned that actually. I hurt my back last Sunday. I did a crazy thing and tried to pick something up off the floor, and my back was like, no, you're nearly 45, Samantha, you're not picking things up anymore. And so my back's just been like really, really bad. I had a bit of an incident maybe 20 odd years ago. I was like 20, 21 when it happened. I had terrible taste in men and got thrown down a set of concrete stairs, and it ruined my lower back. And over the years it sort of got better, but it's still twinges every now and then, and this has been one of those weeks. So towards the beginning of the week I could barely do anything, and it's got a little bit better as the week's gone on, but it's still like quite tender, so I've not been wanting to do too much. And then I've had my period as well, which kind of writes off a couple of days where I'm pretty useless. So yeah, it's not been the super fun, exciting vloggy week that I wanted it to be, but it's a start, and I am quite liking the whole doing vlog thing. I think I'm going to try and keep this up. I have a newsletter as well, which will be on my Substack, and I'll be writing that to coincide with this. And I think I mentioned before, that's going to try and be my plan going forward, is recording Monday to Friday, and then on Friday I will do the editing and newsletter, ready to go up on Saturday morning. That is the current plan. So let me show you briefly, because I know I've already waffled a lot this week. I'll show you briefly what I've done. I'll show you my head. This is my, I think I spoke about next year's style quite a lot at the beginning of the week. So this is the 2025 style. I'm still on track for getting it finished by the end of the year. So this is like the first two sets of pages. This is the third set that I'm working on now. The bottom set of pages should only come down to about maybe here. There's not a huge amount left to do. It's like patterns. I'll show you what the picture's going to look like. Let's do that. Right, so this is the bit that I'm on at the minute. Go away. This is the bit that I'm on at the minute. I think probably to about here, maybe. So I'm trying to look at the thing as well. So down here is apparently much easier stitching, because a lot of this is like blocky colour compared to this section that I'm in now, which is a lot of confetti. And confetti is just when you have like a couple of stitches here and there of each colour. So like this section here is where the statues are going to go. You can see like the gaps where the statues will be. And I know that the bottom set is not a full page, so I am on track for getting it finished by the end of the year. I'm doing this on 25 count 2/1 half crosses, and I'm using CXC threads, which I'm trying to get CXC for doing next year's style. However, there's a lot of the place that I normally get it from is missing a lot of colours, but she has just been on holiday, so I'm going to leave it a couple of weeks because I'm not going to be moving on to the next style straight away anyway, so I have time. It's cool. I have all the threads for this one. That's all I need just now. I have all the threads for this and all the threads for Alice, which is the one I'm going to be doing next. So I'm not in a rush. Right, blanket. I'm not going to unravel the whole thing because it is massive. Oh. So this is the width of it, and it is square, which is why I'm not going to unravel the whole thing because it's also this length. This is a Christmas gift for my ex, who asked me for a bed to go on his double. No, he didn't ask me for a bed at all. That would be silly. He asked me for a blanket to go on his double bed, not a bed to go on his double blanket. Oh my goodness. So I said that I would do that for him. He likes a crochet blanket. He has one that I made him before, and he's used it so much. He's autistic, and he likes the weight of a crochet blanket, and he likes how they feel. So I did a corner to corner because I know that he's fine with the texture on that. My hair definitely needs done again. This colour has washed out really, really quickly this time, but I'm starting to look like my hair's floating again. Sorry, complete tangent. I think I'm going to do it dark because it's getting in for winter now, and usually I have my hair quite dark in the winter. So that was meant to be on the card for this week, but I've not been able to lean over the bath to do my hair. I've been able to wash it but I've not been able to dye it. It's still wet. I washed it this afternoon. It's still a little bit wet, which is why it's so fluffy. So yeah, those are like the two main things that I've been working on. The other thing is sock. This is a boyfriend sock. It's just plain vanilla. It is this stuff. Nordley's Viking of Norway superwash, and I think I've showed you it before. It's like a roving type. Try and get to focus. There we go. So it's a roving type wool, which I was like very concerned about it when I first got, because I got a bunch of them. They were on sale at some point, and I got a bunch of them. This colour is 964. But it knits up really, really nicely. It's not plied at all. I don't know if I can show you. Ooh. You see, it's not plied at all. But what it does is it gives you like a nice thick sock, and that's what he wants, because he primarily wears his knitted socks in the house when he's like sitting at the computer and things like that, and he gets cold feet. So I'm just working on them. They're almost ready for a heel, and I've just been picking them up and working on them a little bit when I'm like doing other stuff. And the only other thing that I've worked on is I've restarted another hat for Alfie. For this one I am using Drops Kismet. It is black. It is colour number 5. There we go. And this one is 100% wool. Superwash. Yeah, this one's superwash. That's all the doodads for it. And I'm just doing these on a 4mm hook. I'm trying out these needles. These are Knit Pro Basics 4mm ones, and the Basics Beach, and they're really nice. I really like them so far. These are fixed circulars. Normally I use interchangeables, but I thought since I've got a few hats to make, I'll get some fixed circulars and try them, and they were like super, super cheap as well. So I've got 2 balls of this because it comes in 50g balls, and that's what I'm going to be using to make Alfie's hat, because he just wants a plain knitted beanie. He wants it to be a little bit slouchy, but he mostly just wants a plain knitted beanie. Kaylin is going to get one out of this. Drops Alaska. I don't think this one is superwash. Colour number 4. And that's all the doodads for this one. So this one's an Aran weight. But Kaelin wants a cabled hat. So I wanted to get, he wants it grey, but I wanted to do it like a mid-grey so that the cables would still show up. Because if you do it too dark, the cables just aren't going to show up. And I'm not sitting there spending ages doing cables. I love doing cables, don't get me wrong. But I love doing cables that when you can actually see them. And I think that's about it. I've got... Oh, I bought some yarn. So I've got those two, and then I've got this stuff to try. I've got it in 4 different colours. There's Primrose. There is... I'll tell you about it in a minute. I'll just go show you the colours first. Scarlet Red. Silver. Where's the last one? Dark Sage. So as you can see, these are Dialogue 1. These are Yarnsmith's Support Act, 100% cotton. There's another one as well that's a cotton and acrylic blend, I think it is. But these are just 50 gram, I think, yeah, 50 gram balls, 200 meters, 219 yards, 100% cotton. It's 4-ply. They come with the little centre pull thingy, which is lovely. I do appreciate when they do that. And it's so soft. It's lovely. But these are, Kaelin has requested a very specific amigurumi, and I did not have the correct colours because I don't really stock like much in the way of print. I've probably got some red, but I definitely didn't have the yellow or the right kind of green. So I thought I'll get them to try because they were on offer. Wool Warehouse has got Yarnsmiths, if you don't know, is Wool Warehouse's own brand, and they had a bit of a sale on with that stuff. It was like $1.30, I think, for a wee cake, wee 50 gram cake. But for making amigurumi, I don't really need more than 50 grams of each colour anyway. And because it's like a new product, I know that they're not going to run out of it, and I'll be able to get some more if I need. But I very much doubt that I'm going to need any more than that. Maybe some more colours. We'll see how I go on with it. But yeah, that's about it really. I've not really been up to much else. What have we done? We've been carrying on watching Supernatural with the kids. I've not really been watching anything. I finished a whole book today, actually. I had finished, put a wet paper towel in it, which was really, really good. I was expecting it just to be like a silly, jokey, sort of semi-fictional kind of story thing. And it wasn't. It's literally, I can't even remember if I spoke about this before, but it's 2 brothers. One's a teacher, one's a teaching assistant, and they've both been doing it for quite a few years. And they have a podcast. And then they've written this book, and they've narrated the book themselves. Listened to it on Audible. It was really, really good. It gives me a very different perspective on teacher life and makes me glad that I am not a teacher. So yeah, it was good. It was informative, but also it was funny, and it's worth listening to it on Audible if you can, because the 2 of them are just so funny when they're talking together. And the other one, what did I listen to today? I just wanted something like short, easy, mindless to listen to. And I had a book in my Audible library that was only like 3 hours long, because I listened to everything at 1.7 speed. And so I put it like 3 hours long, but it turns out that was the second book, so I had to go and find the first book. Because I wanted to listen to something a little bit Christmassy, which is why I picked the 3 hour one. And also we're getting close to the end of the year, and my Goodreads goal for the end of the year, I'm nowhere near at the minute. I think I had put down like 40 books, and I'm only on 29, including the one that I finished today. So I was looking for something short. And the first book is called Rebound. I can't remember the author. It was alright. It was... it's just your basic little rom-com thing. There was a lot of it resonated with me. So what the light shining on my glasses. There's a lot of it resonated with me just because of the main character and her boyfriend. It's like the main character and her boyfriend having a break for reasons that are explained in the book. And then they're supposed to like just have this break and then get back together. And then this is a bit like the stuff that goes on in between. And it was alright. It was just nice, easy listening. Didn't really have to think too much. You kind of knew what was going to happen. One of those. But yeah, it was nice. Again, on Audible, and it was just like easy listening while I finished off doing the blanket, and I finished up another couple of little bits. And then there's a Christmas one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the follow-up to that anyway, so I'm going to listen to that one tomorrow because it's only 3 hours. I'll be able to listen to that while I'm doing some housework. Physical books, I'm still reading The Moor Witch. I think, what have I watched? Oh, I watched The Witcher. That's what I watched this week. So, season 4 of The Witcher, I went into it ready to be disappointed. I am still more disappointed than I thought I would be. It was just... it was alright, like the first couple of episodes. There's only 8 episodes in it. In the last season. The first couple of episodes were alright. They were sort of split between the 3 main characters, and it was telling all of their stories. And I was expecting it for like their stories to all come to a conclusion. That didn't happen. Some random stuff was happening. And yeah, it was all just a little bit... it felt just disjointed, and all of it felt very unfinished. I'm sure there's going to be like more episodes to it, but it felt like they were skipping over far too much stuff for any of it to make any real sense. And it's not a complicated plotline at all, but it just felt like they were doing things for the sake of doing things. It felt like they were... yeah, I can see why Henry Cavill left, basically. And yeah, Liam Hemsworth is... he looks like somebody who dressed up as the Witcher for Halloween. Like, he has all the costume and everything and whatever, but he doesn't look like the Witcher. Whereas Henry Cavill looked like the Witcher. Like, if... yeah, I don't know. I'm resisting the urge to watch Game of Wool, mostly because Tom Daly does my head in. He's just so fake. Like, lots of people have varying different opinions on it. I dislike the fact that they refer to everything as knitting. I was having chats back and forth on Instagram with some people, and apparently, according to somebody that I was talking to, the application form for it says on it that all yarn crafts will come under the banner of knitting. Because I was like, you keep saying knitting and knitting and knitting, but there's like lots of crochet in the ad. But there's no mention of crochet. And that's when somebody had said to me that on the application form, it all comes under knitting. Everything is just knitting. It's like, well, that's just wrong for a start. And then I've like seen people talking about the first episode, which I don't think is very spoilery now, because I think everybody's either watched it or they've seen stuff online, because it was a week ago. But starting off with chunky yarn is... I was like, yeah, that is very Tom Daly. I don't rate him at all. I don't rate him as a knitter. I don't rate him as a designer. He does very basic knitting in very chunky yarn, and that's all he does. Like, great, he can knit, and I'm happy for him, but he seems very like box ticky And I think that's why he's got to do it. He's very like right place, right time, box ticky type person. And it's good. It is. It's good that people are getting back into knitting and crochet and yarn crafts because of him. I just personally don't like him. I find him to be very, very fake and very, very it's very saccharine. Which, yeah. So I don't think I'm going to watch it because I have a feeling it'll just annoy me. And I know it's a very polarising thing at the minute. But, you know, if other people are watching it and they're enjoying it, then I'm happy that they're enjoying it. I'm just not going to watch it myself. But I'm glad that it's there as a thing for other people, and I hope it does encourage people to get into doing stuff, because as much as this time of year it can be quite stressful if you're a crafter, it's also really, really nice to have your finished object, or it's really, really nice to, when you've had a rough day, just to be able to sit down and make something and work on something. It's nice if you're like an odd shape like me. I'm tall and I've got a long body and I've got long legs, and yeah, it's difficult for me to find clothes that fit me. Like, my boyfriend finds it hilarious that I buy men's pyjama bottoms to have comfy pyjama bottoms, because the women's one will come up like a couple inches above my ankles. So when I have like comfy like lounging around the house type pyjamas, you know, for like tomorrow's Saturday, I'm going to be watching the rugby tomorrow. And I will most likely be doing that with a pair of my big men's tartan pyjamas and an oversized t-shirt on, because that's the only way I can get pyjamas to fit me and be comfy. Right, anyway, I've waffled on for another 20 minutes. The plans for the weekend are essentially going to be tomorrow we're going to get up early and I need to go walk the dog. I need to drop some stuff off at the Vinted postie box thingy that probably has a real name. And then we're going to go and take the blankets up to the shop up the road. I think I've showed you the clips of the blanket. That's something else I did this week. Got all the blankets like washed and freshened up and all the ends sewn in on them, which was a big job because I don't sew in ends as I go, which I know that I should, but I don't. So that was another job I did this week. So I need to get them taken up there, and I'll do that on the way into town. And we're going to go to the market and hope that the big butcher van is there. I'm going to get some ham hocks so I can make some of my granny's soup and have a wee look at the market, because we have an artisans market in town and every week it's like a different type of thing, and I think it's a Christmas market this weekend. I will need to double check it, but I want to have a wee look around to pick up just some, you know, like small gifts for my ex and for my boyfriend. Just some like little things, and to get an idea and see if the kids see anything that they like as well, because they're at a funny age now where they're too old for kids stuff, but they're not quite old enough for adult stuff. It's that in betweeny. So yeah, we're gonna have a wee look, and just it's nice to have a wee walk through as well. And I hope that the weather holds it. Weather's been weird this week. It's been very dark all week. It's been raining through the night, and then it's been dry in the daytime, apart from just a little bit of like, not heavy rain, but like a little bit heavier than drizzle, but not quite enough to be raining. It's been quite a lot of that this week. But it's just been so dark. I've had to have the lights on in the middle of the day. And then what else? Oh yeah, rugby. I'm going to be watching the rugby tomorrow. We've got England are playing Australia. Tomorrow is the last day of the Ashes. And then Scotland are going to be playing New Zealand. So we've got 2 rugby matches to watch tomorrow. Although I have a sneaking suspicion I'm only going to watch half the England match, and then I need to switch over to the Scotland match. I need to double check the times on it. But yes, there will be rugby tomorrow, and that's about it. Sunday's just going to be a nice chill day. I've got a ton more stuff that I need to put on Vintage. Sorry, my hair's just like really annoying me at the minute because it's It's fluffy and it keeps flying around my face. Yeah, I need to get a lot more stuff on Vinted. I need to... What else? Sunday's basically just like a reset day to get everything ready for the coming week. So Sunday is when I do my meal prep, my meal planning. It's when I do my shopping. It's when we make sure that all the washing has been done, because on a Friday when I say to the kids, bring your washing down, so I have all weekend to do it. Guaranteed on a Sunday night it'll be, I don't have anything to wear to school tomorrow. So Sundays are the sweep through the kids' room and make sure everything is out of there that needs to be out of there, and make sure everything's done. And yeah, that's about it really. I will be back next week. I will end this vlog now, and then I probably won't record over the weekend. I might do little snippets, we'll see. But the plan is to do Monday to Friday. We'll see how it goes. If anything that fun happens over the weekend, I'll try and record it. But it will just be little snippets. And yeah, I hope everybody has a lovely weekend, and I will see you again next week. Bye.